everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Srishti and in today's video I'm going to show how to make a bucket hat. So things you'll be needing are sheets of paper to make the pattern, main fabric, lining fabric, preferably little thicker than the main fabric, scale, paper scissors, fabric scissors, sellotape, measuring tape, compass, pencil and tailor's chalk. Start by measuring your head and divide the measurement by 6.28. That's the radius. Then measure the radius on the tape and draw a perfect circle. Then mark 1 cm seam allowance using the same compass. Now let's make the side panel. Divide the head measurement by 2 and mark a straight line. Then mark your desired width. I marked 4 centimeters. Connect those points and make a rectangle. I divided it by 4, but you can divide it by 5 or 6 and then mark the points. Next, draw straight lines. Then cut the pattern pieces. Now cut those lines. Don't cut it all the way through. Now take another sheet of paper and spread the pattern evenly and tape it down. Then mark new outline of the pattern and cut it. The pattern just came off. Since I didn't have space left, I used another sheet to mark the seam allowance. But you can mark seam allowance on the same paper. Once the seam allowance is added, cut the pattern. Next, to make the brim, measure the bottom of the side panel and mark a straight line. Then mark the width. I marked 6.5 centimeters. And then join the points to make a rectangle. Then I divided it by 4. You can divide it by 6 if you want to add more flair. Now cut those lines like earlier. Then spread it evenly and then tape it. Then trace a new pattern. And do not forget to add seam allowance. Now all the patterns are ready. Just trace and cut the patterns. Cut one piece of top and two pieces of side panels and two pieces of brim. Both main and lining fabric. Now let's move on to the stitching part. Start pinning the sides of the side panel. And then stitch it with a straight stitch. Once done with stitching, then press the seams flat with your fingernails on both sides like so, and then give it a top stitch on both sides. Now repeat the same steps for the brim as well. Stitch the sides, press it flat, and then top stitch. Next, make notches on two sides of the top and then match the seams to the notches. Then pin the rest. Now very carefully stitch it. Repeat the same for the lining pieces as well. Next step is to top stitch. Now pin the side seam of the brim to the side panel like so. Once everything is pinned, then stitch it like before. And then top stitch the brim as well. Now place the pieces right on right, matching the seams, and then start pinning it. But do not forget to leave 2 inches gap while stitching. So that it is easy to turn it inside out. Next, flatten the seam and then iron it. And then pinch the seam like I'm showing and then iron it again neatly. Lastly, give it a top stitch, leaving 1 cm from the bottom. You can give more stitch lines if you want to. And that's it. The hat is ready. And that's about it for today's video. I will see you in my next one. Bye.